Hey everyone, Zankus here, and today we have a Rivals of Ixalan standard elf deck. It's a pretty fun deck, but before we get into it, remember to subscribe, like, and comment. So, here's an elf deck. It's a very fun deck to play. I've been playing around with it on Xmage, and lots of fun. So, we'll get into it, and I'll tell you how this deck works. So, we'll start with the land base. We got 4 Aether Hubs, just for mana fixing and stuff like that. Botanical Sanctums, 4 of those. We got forests, 6 forests. We got an irrigated farmland. It's a cycle land, which is good if you have too many lands. You cycle it out for another card, or a little mana fixing if you need that blue or white. An island, a plains, 1 Scattered Grove, cycling again, and 4 Sun Petal Groves. So that's the land base. You have 22 lands. Not very expensive. By now, most people have the fast lands and the cycle lands from Amonkhet. So not very expensive there. Our 1 drops or one cost instance here is Blossoming Defense. It's 1 green. It's an instant. Target creature you control gains +2/+2 and gains hexproof until end of turn, just to protect some of your creatures that are on the board. Some removal. We have 3 cast outs. It's enchantment with flash for 4, 3 colorless, 1 white. And when cast out enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls until cast out leaves the battlefield. And you could cycle it for 1 white. The fun part of this deck is next. You got Hadana's Climb. Hadana's Climb is a flip card from Rivals. It's 1 colorless, 1 green, 1 blue, legendary enchantment. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Then, if that creature has 3 or more 1/1 counters on it, transform Hadana's Climb. Sorry about that. Phone call coming in. Hold on. Alright, so we got, when you flip it, basically, I don't know how to show I can show it right there. Flip. Wing Temple of Araska. You transform from Hadana's Climb, tap it, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Or you pay 1 colorless, 1 green, 1 blue. You tap it, target creature you control gains flying and gets +X/+X where until end of turn, where X is its power. This is a great finisher. You're gonna have these creatures with tons of +1/+1 counters on them, and all of a sudden you swing for lethal. Very fun, and you swing over their heads if they have no flyers or anybody with reach. Then we have Radiant Destiny enchantment. 2 colors, 1 white. It has Ascend. We all know what Ascend does. As Radiant Destiny enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. So you're going to choose Elf. Creatures you control of chosen type gets +1/+1. As long as you have the City's Blessing, they also have Vigilance. So what you're really using this for is the +1/+1, but you're going to get the City's Blessing pretty quick. So the Vigilance is a little plus right there. Let's go to our creatures. We'll start from the bottom. Servant of the Conduit. It's a little ramp. Gives you two energies when it enters the battlefield, and you pay 1 NG, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Next up, we have Rishkar, Prima Renegade. It's 2 colors, 1 green. It's a legendary creature, elf druid. When Rishkar Prima Renegade enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. So himself, if you want, or somebody else, or 2 other creatures that you have. And then each creature you control with a counter on it has tap and add 1 green to your mana pool. Not bad for 3. And we're going to have 4 of those in the deck. Naram Renegade, it's a 1-drop, 1 green. It's an elf warrior, has Death Touch, so it's good for removal. And Revolt, Naram Renegade enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it if a permanent you controlled left the battlefield this turn. Usually going to drop this turn 1 just to have a Death Toucher out there, trade up or something like that. And you know, you're going to pump this guy up also. Now, doesn't seem like he belongs in this deck, but he does. With all these counters that you're going to be creating, you're going to get to that 10 cost pretty quick. So it's a 10, 2 green. It's a legendary Elder Dinosaur. Galta Primer Hunger costs X less to cast, where X is the total power of creatures you control. Has Trample, and it's a 12/12. You got 2 of those in the deck. So it's pretty fun when you throw this guy down. You give him flying and double his power and toughness. He's swinging for a flying 24/24 dinosaur. So it's just pretty funny to think about. So you got 2 of those in the deck. You got 2 Armorcraft Judge, 3 colorless, 1 green. It's an elf artificer. When Armorcraft Judge enters the battlefield, draw a card for each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it. And he is a 3/3. So you're going to be drawing cards. It's a nice card draw. You're going to have tons of counters. So that's what the whole deck is about. Counters, counters. Ajani's Comrade. It's an elf soldier for 2. 1 colorless, 1 green. Has Trample. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control Ajani Planeswalker, put a +1/+1 counter on him. There did not put Ajani Planeswalker in the deck, so you're using him as a 2/2 for 2 elf with Trample who's going to get bigger and bigger. So that's basically what we got him for. We've got 4 Metallic Mimics. We all love this card. It's a shapeshifter, which you're going to choose elf. It's a 2 colorless artifact. As Metallic Mimic enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Metallic Mimic is the chosen creature type in addition to its other types. Each creature you control of the chosen type enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. So there you go. And 3 Verderus Gearhulks, 3 colorless, 2 forest, artifact creature construct, trample 4/4. When he enters the battlefield, distribute 4 +1/+1 counters among any number of target creatures you control. So that's the main deck. You could probably see the strategy. Lots of counters, and then swing for flying, and you win. So the sideboard, we have an Ixalan's Binding, just to get rid of any big guys that you don't want him to cast again. Anything that's annoying, you just use Ixalan's Binding. He can't cast it. They can't cast it again. Sorry, used he. Now we're supposed to use they. We've got one of those. And 2 Life Crafters Bestiaries, artifact for 3. Let's just make that. There we go. At the beginning of your upkeep, scry 1. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you may pay a forest. If you do, draw a card. So card draw. Always love card draw. 2 of those. 2 Death's Gorge Scavengers. It's a little life gain if you want. Pump them up a little bit. Nice little creature. 2 of those. You got a flyer. Aether Sphere Harvester for 3. It's a vehicle. And it's only a crew for 1. But you get a 3/5 flyer, and he adds 2 energy, so you could pay 1 energy twice if you just played this, and he gains a lifelink. Little life gain. Baffling End, early creature removal, so you got an enchantment for 1 colorless, 1 white. When Baffling End enters the battlefield, exile target creature an opponent controls with converted mana cost 3 or less. Got 3 of those. 2 naturalize for your artifact enchantment hates, and 3 negates for non-creature spells. So that's the deck. Let me know what you think. I've been having fun with it, and I hope you guys like it. Leave a comment down in the comment section. Let me know what you think, if it's good, bad, any changes you would make. And until next time, may your packs always be spicy.